everybody. I'm just going to go over and start it over on Facebook. And then we'll be ready to go. Okay, looks like everything's working okay. Okay, alrighty. Okay, I think we're good. I think I'm over on my Facebook group, and I think I am live where I ought to be. So this is great. There I am. We'll make sure we've got some sound. And we do. We're cooking. Awesome. How's everybody today? My name is Alison Sullivan. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in New Westminster, British Columbia, which is on the west coast of Canada. And I am going to be using the Friends of the Ocean suite today. So I'm going to just move some of this stuff out of frame. There we go. It's a little bit messy otherwise. There we go. So here's what we're going to be using. And I'm just going to fix my camera while I wait for you guys to pop on. There we go. Hi, Keisha. How are you? Hi, Sonia. Thank you for sharing. Appreciate it. Hi, Kathy. Oh my gosh, we're all popping on today. Thank you so much. Most of you are over there on my Facebook page, I see. I'm not sure if anybody is on my Facebook group, but I'll look at that in a second. And I'm going to just make sure that I'm also on my... Hi, Ellie. How are you, hon? Nice to see you. Just going to see if I'm on YouTube. And I am. Wow, things are going well today. I'm going to just embrace that. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to just open that up and so I can see if anybody joins me on my Order Buddy page or group, then I'll be able to see them. Okay, you guys. So we're going to have some fun with Ocean Friends. It's such a bright and fun and well, just bright. It's a bright suite. So let me move over there and I can show you a few other things. So I'm going to hide my face and then I'm going to move that over there and then we should be good to go. Okay. So Ocean Friends is a bundle and I've kind of taken it apart because I'm using... You're having a pity while you watch me. That sounds wonderful, Cindy. What a beautiful day today, eh? Looks like the sun's trying to come out. Look at these poor little things here. Let me just show you a few things. So this is the dies, okay? This and this and this. This one here is from the perennial postage. Perennial postage. So here's what they look like. Okay, I love that. There's all sorts of different sizes. Okay, and then, so that's the bundle. Now, this suite has so many products in it. It's fantastic. It's also got, let me just grab, it's got a embossing folder, and this is the Soft Waves 3D embossing folder, which is really cool. It's one of those really thick ones, so you get a really nice impression. It's also got the Sunny Day iridescent dots as part of the suite. And it's got the fantastic designer series paper. Let me show you. Now I'm having a class using this suite on March 22nd. Registration is open. Let's move this over here. You get, we're going to make 8 cards. We join each other. I'm going to just turn these like this. We join each other on a private Facebook group where we stamp together. Go. Looks good. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? So I've cut these down to 6 by 12. They come in 12 by 12. Good morning, Jacqueline. How are you? You're over there on YouTube. Nice to see you. Hi, Diane, over on Border Buddy group. Lovely. Nice to see everybody. So this is one side. So you look at these designs. So this page I love. This page, actually, you can cut out the images with the dies. So you can cut out that lobster. You can cut out the crab. You can also stamp either one. Hi, Mo. You can either stamp, you can also stamp them, sorry, and then cut them out. So it works with both the paper and the stamps. Okay, and then here's one side, and then there's the other side. Look how beautiful those are. So my class on March 22nd, you're going to get half a pack of paper. We're going to make 8 cards, 4 designs, 2 of each. It's going to get those sent to you too, so you've got all the bits and bobs that you need. You're going to get half a roll of Summer Splash bordered ribbon. It's 3/8 of an inch, and that's 5 yards. And you're going to get a full pack of those sunny day dots. So cool. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to grab my little kit here so we can get going. And I also wrote down the paper I'm going to use and promptly have lost it. Where is it here? Oh, here it is. Okay. All right, so I'm starting with Coastal Cabana. There's a color I haven't used in a while. How about you guys? It's one of those, I don't know, haven't used it in a little bit. So that's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Okay, that's our card base. I've got some basic white. Okay, and I've got this fabulous, look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? These are all sparkly. Can you see them? They are the pastel ombre glimmer. They come 12 by 12. And what's really cool is that this particular piece, if I show you this piece and this piece, are actually on the same sheet, but they kind of go from light to dark down the sheet. So you've got lots of different color combos. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. Love that. You see the sparkle? I think so. Okay, so I'm going to set those aside for a sec. We're going to, the first thing I want to do is cut out a piece from my, this just basic white. And this is the postage stamp we talked about earlier. I showed you the postage dies, okay? So I'm going to need my large or my regular size Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine to cut that out. Okay. Put that back. Okay, so then what I need to do is I want to emboss the front of my card. And in order to do that, I'm also going to have to use the Stampin' Cut and Emboss, the regular size one. So I've got my Coastal Cabana and I've got, oh, thanks, Kathy. Yeah, I can't wait to see it class. It's going to be so fun. Okay, so I want my waves. This card is going to be landscape, so I want my waves going the right way. So like in the ocean, right? Like that. So we've got our platform one, we've got our paper, we've got our embossing folder, and then we've got, oops, plate number 4 on top. Okay, that's how you make the sandwich to use those 3D dies. Running that through. Ooh. Here we go. Look how deeply etched that is. Isn't that fantastic? Love it. Okay. All right. There we go. So I've got my piece of white here, and I want to add some color to it to sort of mimic the ocean. Okay. So I've just got a scrap piece of paper here, and I've got a blending brush, and I've got Coastal Cabana ink. Okay, so let's load up our ink. So we're going to load up that brush. But if we go and start right on here, we're going to get a blob of ink to start with, and we don't want that. So I'm going to start off my page. You can see I'm just going in circles, and then I'm going to go on to my little piece. Don't you love that sound? It's kind of like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Okay, I'm going to ink it up some more. And I'm not so concerned about the bottom because I am going to be putting other things to sort of cover it up. But I'm going to make the whole thing like an ocean color. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so don't worry if you've got like open spaces and like white. If it really bothers you, then you can go over and fill it in. But my intent was not to make it a solid piece. Otherwise, I would have just used a piece of cardstock. I wanted to kind of leave some white. Okay, now for this one, I am going to grab this die. This is the coral die. It's a nicely deep etched one. And I want to cut out a few from my paper. So I'm going to start with this. I love this color. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? So I'm going to run that through. And I'm also going to make another one in this color. And I'm going to also, let me just trim this off a bit. I'm going to use these little starfish and cut out a few of those from that color, okay? So let me just tape this down. I find that if I tape things down, they don't move as they're running through the machine. And I don't want to waste any of this gorgeous paper. I'm going to move it down as low as I can so I can still use these pieces later for something else. Okay, so I've got those two. Oops. Guess I didn't tape that down. You know what it is? It's because it's the glimmer paper, and sometimes, oops, I'm going to put that down a bit more. Glimmer paper has, you know, it's harder to stick stuff to, okay? So that's probably what my problem is. I'm going to set that aside for a sec. Okay, now I want to stamp a crab. And I'm going to show you, whoops, I just need a piece of white. I thought I had a piece out, but apparently I do not. So there we go, scrap here. In the catalog on page 32. Hi, Carol over there. I'm very good, Carol. How are you? I had a cold a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was just last week. Anyway, I was struggling, but I'm back, not sniffing or coughing, hopefully. How are you doing? So look at this page, page 32. It gives you some tips on different color combinations. Okay, so I'm going to use this one here, Melon Mambo and Bubble Bath, to create my little crab. Okay, now these stamps, let me show you, are two-step. Okay, so we've got a solid one and then we've got a more detailed one. The solid one you want in a lighter color, and then you want to go in dark with the details. Okay, so you can stamp them in whichever order you prefer. Let's start with Bubble Bath. That's going to be the solid one. So I'm going to show you both ways and we'll see which one works. Different stamps work different ways. So sometimes it's better to stamp the solid one first and then the details second, and sometimes it's better to go the other way. So each stamp is kind of different. It is a bit harder for me to see because of course I'm under all these lights, and I just want to, I think that looks pretty good. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. Isn't that cool? So that's Bubble Bath and Melon Mambo. Bubble Bath. Bubble Bath. We used to call it bubble gum, but we couldn't get it out of our heads, and now I actually call it by the right name. So this time I'm going to stamp the detail first, and then I'm going to go in with the lighter version. So I'm not sure which one works easier for me. Hard to tell. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to line this up. That looks not too bad. Okay, so there we go. So they both look pretty good. While I've got my ink out, I'm going to, this is going to be on the inside of my card, I'm going to add a crab on the inside. My sister Ellie, who's here on the call, would be so proud of me for putting something on the inside. She's so good at that. But I'm not going to do the full body. I'm just going to do the skeleton or the eco-skeleton, whichever one wants to call it, right? Okay. All right. So we can put those aside. And since I've got this, I might as well stamp a word inside. I've got Coastal Cabana, which is what we used for the blending brush. And one of the images here is thanks so much. Okay. All right. So I can move all of that out of the way. My my work surface, as you can see, is quite large today. Apologize, but sometimes when I connect, it does that. So I just went with it rather than trying to fix it. I'll just hold up things for you to see. Okay, hopefully that'll be okay. So let's go ahead and glue that to the inside of our card. Get that out of the way. Okay, all right. So there we go. Now, I want to cut out my crab. So I'm going to go and grab that die. Don't you love it when the dies cut out the, I don't know which one of these is better. They're both pretty good. Either one will work. I love it when it can cut out a stamped image, but I really love it, oops, when it cuts out DSP too, so the Designer Series paper images. Okay, so there we go. So let's trim that down. And I've got my regular size Stampin' Cut and Emboss, so I might as well use it because then I can cut all of them at the same time. So I've got my platform 1, platform 2, or not platform, plate 2. I got a clear plate. I've got my crab. I've got my, oops, my little starfish. And I've got my, that just does not want to stay, does it? I've got my coral. Okay, so let's, then we got a clear plate back on top. So let's run that through. Okay. Right. I need another one of these coral, so I'm going to peel this off. Now keep this piece. When I made my card the other day, somebody said I could use this as the negative. Wouldn't that be cool? Like if you put it on, you know, you can just use it as the negative. I love that. It was a great idea. I don't remember who suggested it, but whoever did, good for you. Okay, let's punch these out. How's everybody doing today? If you're a Canadian, it was pretty exciting the other day with the Canada game. It reminded me of how tense I was during the Olympics in 2010 when it went to overtime. I don't know. I'm too old for that. I was so stressed out. Anyway, it was a great game. Both teams were excellent. We just happened to come out ahead. But all of Canada, I think, was watching. It was amazing. Okay. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you aren't following sports, I guess. I think Canadians were a little bit more invested in hockey, I think. I think Americans like it, but it's not their #1 game. Or for us, it's pretty much everything, right? Look at this, gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Is that the most gorgeous? Can you see this? It was a great game, but it was stressful, wasn't it, Keisha? Can you see the sparkle in that? Just makes the biggest difference. Okay, so we've got that and that. And we've got our crab. Okay, and then we've got our little, oh, there it is. Where's my little poker? Love the color. I love the colors too. So pretty. I love the suite. I'm not using the DSP or anything from the suite, but the bright colors, and I think during the winter especially, like it's sunny here today, but a lot of times it's not. And I don't know, sometimes I'm kind of ready for bright colors. I don't know, how about you guys? So these, look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, so let me move all of these so we don't lose them. Okay. Now I'm going to glue down. Oh, actually, I'm going to move this up. Okay. I'm going to glue down the coral. Now, this coral here, I'm going to actually trim it down a bit. I'm going to give it a little bit of a haircut. Just, I think maybe here, want this section. And then like this section. Okay. I'm going to keep this because you know, you can use things on other projects, right? So let's just go ahead and add some glue. Now I use white glue, as you guys know. But you use whatever glue you like. This is a brand new glue that I opened yesterday for a class, and it is really full. So I just have to be very careful how hard I squeeze. The good news, of course, is that it does dry clear, so it's not the end of the world if you get too much on there. Okay, so I've got that. And I just had an idea, you know, I could have used a foam adhesive sheet and popped up the other piece of coral, but maybe I'll do that another day. I'm just going to lay these down, and I'm going to just lay this flat, okay? So it's pretty straightforward. I'll check the comments in a second. Just got my head down, trying to put my glue on. So if you haven't checked out this, it may be an online exclusive. So I'm going to give you the name again. It is Pastel Ombre Glimmer 12 by 12. But I think if you just type in pastel in the search on my stores, Shop Crazy with Alison, you should be able to find it. I don't think it's in the catalog. I think it's, I don't know though, because they move things around. So I'm not sure. I just loved it. I love it. Okay. All right. So there is the start of our card. Sparkle, sparkle. So then I thought, what can I use here? I could put sand here, whatever. But then I remembered we have this brand new ribbon. It's in the mini catalog. It's called Gold. Gold what? Open Weave Trim. It's 1.5 inches wide. And I thought it kind of reminded me of a net, you know, like sort of reminds me of sand. It sort of reminds me of a net. Anyway, I thought I'm going to put that on my card. So I'm just going to cut a piece big enough to go along the bottom. And then I did struggle a bit with how am I going to glue this down. So here's what I decided to do. I turned it over and I'm just going to use Scotch tape. Now I could use just tear and tape. That would work too. But anyway, I decided to just use tape to hold it on the back. You could run a stamp and seal up here too. That would work. Ooh, I don't want to have that show on the front, so I'm going to trim that. Okay, and then I also did fold this up a bit. Hi, Jacqueline. I love the, do you have it, Jacqueline, the glimmer paper? Isn't it fantastic? So pretty. And I don't know, I think it would be really gorgeous with any kind of Easter card or spring card. No, this kind of evokes Easter colors to me. Okay, can you see that gold? So now we got the shimmer, we got the gold open weave, and we've got our little crab. So let's put our crab on. Now I am going to pop up our crab. So let me find, open a brand new, there it is, brand new. Don't you love things that are so fresh? You got their whole thing of this. Let's put this on. Now for his little, oops, I think I've got some here I can use. For his claws, let's use the edge. Don't ever throw out, when you've used all the middle, you can use all around the edge. Ooh, got tape stuck to me. Okay. I like a cleaner work surface, so I'm really sorry that you can see all this, you guys, but that's just the way my camera decided to join the stream as this wide view. You wouldn't believe how close my camera is to the desk. It's kind of ridiculous, actually. So, not sure why sometimes it does that, but with all the trouble I've had with technology, including yesterday at my class, I am just going to go with what I've got. It's working, streaming to the places I want it to stream to, and for me, that's a win. Also, I try not to freak out anymore. I just think, oh yeah, that's technology. I'm going to sort of stick my little crab legs in the open weave here. Sort of like that. Oops, there he is. Can you see that? I don't know if I showed you this. Maybe I should show you this as a, look at this. Is that the most, isn't that gorgeous? Can you kind of see that? Oh, it's shiny and oh, it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to grab a card that I got that has it on it so I can show you it too. So I'll do that after. Okay, so there we go. You tried a few lives and I was shocked how low I had to put the phone. Yeah, I don't have to, Keisha. It's usually higher than this and it's just showing what I want. I must have hit something where I'm not zoomed in, like I'm zoomed out or something. I don't know. I'm not even gonna worry about it. I'm sort of like, whatever. Okay, now let's stick our starfish on here. So I found the easiest thing for this was to put my glue on, like a little dab of glue, and then stick my starfish on there. And that was just easier than trying to put the glue on the back of my starfish. Okay, and we need one more. How about right here? In person, this is so sparkly and pretty, you guys. I'm just saying. Okay. I'm gonna hold those down.